nothing. This hurricane is really whipping up. In fact, somewhat sheltered. You just come out here and you can see the difference when it's funneling through here. Whoa! Whoa! The raindrops are the big pelting raindrops. They feel like BBs are coming out of the sky and they're just pelting you. That's easily the strongest winds we're feeling right now. Right down here in Perry, Florida, getting into the eye wall as Hurricane Helene now coming on shore. With it, destructive winds, possible catastrophic. Just saw some more sparks going off on some of the power lines here, and there's a lot more darkness around. I'm not sure what power lines are going, but I've seen another flash, just saw another flash go. That yellow, there goes more of the lights. Oh, it's whipping. Yeah, there it all goes. We've been in the eye wall here for a while. We had to reposition, and we're almost out of it, at least right on the edge. And the winds have just been whipping around this side of the building, knowing that if people are still in their homes that are made out of wood, it has got to be an absolutely frightening night right now for people that are in a home that they don't feel is going to make it through this. So the winds right now, I'm hearing sustained at 49. These winds are gusting at 76 miles an hour. So we're talking hurricane force wind gusts here. Oh, and it's pelting. You feel that.
Whoa, big push of water there. This is where the boat ramp would be. This is what's happening. We know that the practical takeaway is storm surge. It's high winds. Power, by the way, is already out. Now we got some pretty good wind, moderate wind and moderate rain. I've got my anemometer right there is a 37 mile an hour wind gust. All right, so it's getting a little bit harder to stand. Oh, the water typically is about 4 feet down from the sidewalk here. All right, so it's going to take. The winds right now gusting to 75, sustained wind at 62. A lot of things now flying around. It's nighttime. All kinds of things are flying through the sky right now. And I think we just lost a roof of a building over there. That's a big loud crash. But you see behind me here, then we got some tree branches that are coming down, so it's just too dangerous to be out there. We could be looking at all-time record storm surge here in Cedar Key. The thing I'm concerned about right now is the winds. They're gusting 73 miles an hour right now. Turn this light so you can see it. There we go. I'm gonna duck back in here real quick, but there you see the surge. So it's, that's only about 40 feet away from us. The main thing that we're worried about at this point, though, has been the wind. Oh, something just hit us. Yeah, we just had parts of our roof just come off. I've never seen this before, ever. The propane tanks have been dislodged. That one's spewing propane. You can smell it. The metal roofing is being pulled back. It's really loud. It flaps, and then eventually it just gives way to the wind. We're talking about the surge, Jim. There it is. It's literally at our doorstep. So this is out the back of the hotel. Look at all the debris that's in the water. We've got several feet of water back here now. Look how much water that building is now taking on as well, but now the surge is really starting to take over. Hurricane Helene making landfall as a Category 4 hurricane along the nature coast of Florida, creating record storm surge in towns like Cedar Key, Florida. Let me show you the wreckage that is left behind. So this is a property that actually was about 200 yards away. Look at all the debris here. This is an entire home that was taken off its foundation and then floated down the street. And there's a vehicle here. I have truly no idea where it came from. It's not in a parking spot, so it floated from somewhere as well. So it was parked here somewhere and ended up being, damaged. But you see stuff like hot water heater, roof. These are the rafter beams here for the roof of the building, again, that was way down there taken off its foundation. And you got to talk about cleanup, serious cleanup here. But the building itself was straight down there, and then it floated in this direction. There's another home down there that has collapsed, which you might be able to see through the palms there. That's going to be torn down. The building next to it, the house next to it, may also be compromised. Looks like it might be leaning. And there's just debris all over the streets. Unfortunately, so much damage from the storm surge, and it just has its way. You see just whatever it may be, pieces of tin, gutters that are literally wrapped around stop signs. We had 84-mile-per-hour winds that hit us here, and you can see all kinds of sand that came in here, drawers, who knows where that's from, right? Decking right here that's been torn up and thrown against the electric meters here, and then notice that the side of the home is severely damaged. Check this out. Look at what the storm surge can do. Just tore right through the first floor of this home. That is devastating. With that platform right there, that would be where the air conditioner would sit. I think several of these homes actually had the air conditioners purposely removed yesterday so they wouldn't have to replace them. But obviously, there's a huge loss here on the first floor. And I'm going to step down here. I'm going to show you something else here. Look at the road. Look at how it ended up getting buckled by the storm surge. Isn't that amazing right there? So probably the water came on the underside of it. So this bridge is relatively new. It came on the underside, and it was probably, finding the weakest points and then crashing up underneath the sidewalk and the bridge there, and then just kind of eroded this whole area here. So there'd have to be some major repair that's done to this area. As I mentioned, record-setting storm surge, 9.3 feet of storm surge here in Cedar Key, eclipsing the record that we set with Idalia. Only two previous storms had even gotten over 6 feet, Idalia and Hermine, and now we've got Helene, which will end up being the record setter, the benchmark now for storm surge here in Cedar Key, our third strike from a storm in the last 13 months.
I want to show you what's going on around us. So we're about a block away from the Swannanoa River, which has come out of its banks. What is adding to this is that we've gotten about a foot of rain since Wednesday when it started raining. A stalled frontal boundary stalled out here before we even got to this rain and wind from Helene. So you can see the water coming up the street. Let's swing around and show the Wendy's here. So we watched in our last shot this walk-in cooler from the Wendy's, which obviously, that's heavy. That's not easy to move. The water picked it up, removed it from its electrical bearings, and it has landed here on this basic curb. Let's take a walking tour, Jake, of what's going on around us. So a lot of people will remember back in 2004 the historic floods that came after Hurricane Francis and Hurricane Ivan. This is Biltmore Avenue. We're about a half mile from Biltmore Village right now, down Biltmore Avenue. The water is flowing in. It is basically a river of water flowing into there. Look at that. This is coming down from the higher terrain. This is because we've seen so much rain in this area. The emergency management in this county, in Buncombe County, saying that they are pulling back first responders because it's no longer safe for the first responders to be out doing rescues. So they're asking for you to please shelter in place. This is the type of historic flooding that could surpass 2004. So if you remember that, if you were here for that, you'll have kind of an inkling or a guesstimation of how bad this could be.